Race number 11. What a field this is at the end of a great day's racing, and we finish it with a Class 3 over the 1200 metres. Bundle of Charm will carry the top weight, but it's just 130 pounds. He's carried 134 to win down in grade. Party Warrior Phoenix Light also with 130. Saquin's won a trial since running 5th last time. Dragon's Luck, 2 starts, 2 wins, carries an extra 8 pounds. Mighty Stride, 2 starts, 2 wins, comes up in grade. Superb Capitalist has a hood going on. He's been back to the trial since pulling hard and running 5th behind Solar Winds. Team Spirit, cheek pieces off, blinkers again. Beauty Turn has the visor coming off. Circuit Mighty's aiming for the hat-trick, and Gluck Racer will wear the visor again. But the big 3 here, Nick, are horses 5, 6 and 8. And who gets the best run out of them?
Well, it's got to be Superb Capitalist, I think, hasn't it? On what we saw on his debut and last time, look, he went very, very hard. He was a short price failure in the end, but it might be a different story this time around with a certain Zach Purton taking the ride possibly. But look, he'll go forward. You've got Dragon's Luck, who won't be too far away. Mighty Stride, I think, is going to get a lovely run here, Paul. And Sake Win, well, he might have gone off the boil a little bit, but I wouldn't want to rule him out.
He did lead all the way in a recent trial, and he's apprentice ridden. If there is a fly in the ointment, he's the one that could put a bit of pressure and sort of annoy those top 3. Circuit Mighty led at his last start as well, but I don't think from a wide draw he's got the pace of some of these horses.
Well, one of the unbeaten brigade is where we're going to start, and that is Dragon's Luck, and Lyle Hewitson looking to steer him for 3 out of 3.
Dragon's Luck, the unbeaten 4-year-old by Sabug. He's been a real fighter. He's looked pretty professional, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. We've had an opinion of him from day one, and he showed that in his trials, and his track work got stronger. And of course, winning on debut from wide draw was impressive, but then to step up in class and from a wide draw again on what on the day turned out to be not a front runner's track, he pulled off another victory. So that was really promising. He's a nice strong horse, so a bump up in the weight isn't too much of an issue at this stage. But it is going to be a competitive race, of course, and we're just hoping that he can continue his upward trend.
Did you notice any differences in him physically, mentally, going from start 1 to start 2?
Yeah, he's a lot stronger. His track work, not much will match him when they get up sides. He's also a little bit aggressive in his work, but what's so great is that in a race, he just has a much more professional mindset. So his speed is there, tactical speed's there, and I believe that he can settle as well. We've seen him in front nice and settled, but I believe that from what we've done in the trials, he's also showed that he can just come from behind that front speed, which gives us more options.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because he's got an extra 8 pounds this week to carry, and he's got a middle of the line draw, but there's also an alternate leader in the race in the form of Superb Capitalist, so he doesn't necessarily have to lead, does he? Yeah,
he doesn't necessarily have to, but of course, like I said, he's managed to get over from the widest gates with relative ease and cross some quick horses. So of course he can still be positive, and at least then we have plan A, B and C once we've jumped out well.
In time, do you think when the time is right, you think he'll get up over a little bit more ground as well?
That's our plan.
And the reports from the stable been good?
Yes, I know that he gives, like I said, when he wants to get competitive, when he gets up to another horse in his work, and he's made Dougie sweat a few mornings, so that's a positive.
With a little wry grin on the face about that too from Noel Hewitson. We move on, Nick, to Mighty Stride. He's been good to you so far. He can't have done any more than this. What about coming up in grade? He is a big animal.
He's huge, isn't he? There's plenty of him, that's for sure. But look, what he's done so far, Mark, has been very, very impressive. On his debut, he beat Super Sunny Singh. That form's really been bolstered since then. And I thought this win here on the 11th of December was huge because they've challenged him and he's gone away again. He's found a second win, Paul, and he's quickened away from them. And I think he's really smart, this chap.
Yeah, he's a really good horse, and he's just got to do it in Class 3 now. He's won so impressively in his 2 Class 4 events.
Here is Superb Capitalist. Paul, he leads for home here, fades to run 5th. He just pulled too hard in the lead.
He did, didn't he? So, look, he's a change of rider now. Zach Purton will jump aboard instead of the apprentice. Look, he just has to be rated. That's the thing with this horse. If he goes too fast, this is what happens. You know, he can sort of fall in a hole. So if he's rated well, then he's obviously a very promising horse.
Absolutely, and I think, look, just harnessing that speed is a job in itself, and no better man than Zach Purton. Take nothing away from Angus Chung, but a man of Zach's experience will count for plenty. He wears a hood for the first time as well. That could be key.
He trialled in that hood, Nick, and as we're picking him up turning for home here, he was pretty keen through the middle stages in this trial too. Yeah, look, I suppose it might just be, for a horse like him, perhaps hard just to change his habit that he's sort of into at the moment. But, I mean, he is only a 3-year-old. We must give him that, and, he's going to obviously mellow out and settle down a little bit. But
the trial on the whole, Paul, I think got decent marks.
Yeah, no, a good trial. The only concern with me is himself. You know, if he does over race when he's trying to be held back, that's going to cause a problem later on in the race.
Especially in a field like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough race, this one.
We stay at the trials now. Paul Saquin, and this is at Happy Valley. Lord Thunder's outside, him turning for home. He was disappointing on Wednesday night, but was found to have blood in the track here and pulled up lame too, so he gets an excuse, Lord Thunder.
Now, we know Saquin's led in his races before. He's drawn awkwardly, a little bit awkwardly, I thought, in barrier number 8. He could put some pressure on Superb Capitalist if he does try and go forward, apprentice ridden. That's how I see him in the race, but I don't see him featuring in the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's all the rage, wasn't he, early on? He's gone off the boil a little bit, but don't be shocked. He's trained by an excellent handler in the shape of Frankie Law, so you can get him back to form.
It's a great race to finish the day, Paul. It might even be the highlight on a top day's card of racing.
Yeah, it's a really good betting race to finish. I think Dragon's Luck can win, though. He's already won in Class 3. And he's a professional horse. He's done everything right. He's come across from wide draws. You heard from Lyle Hewitts, and he doesn't have to lead as well. So I think he can win. Mighty Stride now, he's been impressive both the starts, but they've both been in Class 4. He's got to take that step up, whereas Dragon's Luck's already done that. Superb Capitalist in there for 3rd, but he can do a few things wrong over race. And Bundle of Charm was a good run from him behind Capital Legend last time, and he goes in there for 4th. Good races, 5, 6, 8 and 1.
Yeah, I'm going with the 6 here, the sizable Mighty Stride. 2 from 2. I think he'll make it 3 from 3. He's a very exciting horse going forward, and I think he's the one that I'd like to certainly be with, and he'll go on top. Dragon's Luck in for 2nd. Look, a very similar profile. Both horses putting a good reputation on the line here. Superb Capitalist will be the pace in the race. Expect him to go well. And Bundle of Charm, a bit like Paul, I've put him in the numbers. He's honest, he's consistent, and even with a decent weight, I think he can run a very good race here. 6, 5, 8 and 1.
That is the preview for the last of 11. Super Days racing, big jackpots. The gates are open. There are no restrictions in place other than wearing a mask. You can come into Sha Tin with a reminder, an earlier start. The first is at 12:30.